Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Halloween! I've got some interesting things to show you today. And the first one is... ta-da! Got rid of the monstrosity. I don't even like what I made the nature preserve thing out of. However, airports. I told you I've never used them before, and they were flying in and out of the mountain, going right through it. So, I got rid of it. There's a prime example. They're flying really weird, but yeah, there's two of them right there. They just went right through the mountain. I thought it looked stupid. So I axed the mountain. I tried to bring it back to its former glory. But I'm going to apologize for that. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I think what I'll do, I will continue practicing terrain. I may take away, but I don't think I'm ever going to add. I'm just not good at it. So here's our tourism area. I told you I was going to build this up. I think it came out really nice. And unique items are opening up to me as I'm going along, so I'll have to keep coming back and plunking stuff down. But I really like the way it came out. I hope you guys agree. They don't all match, and I do have a mix of office and dark blue. Well, I've got a little bit of light blue in here as well. But I think it becomes a pretty neat looking, interesting place. The reason there's no trees, there's no detailing on that side is because of the airport. And I know birdies can hang out here and then fly into the runway, but let's try and keep it as slightly realistic as we possibly can. So I have 2 horse ranch things and the zoo that is not the zoo DLC. I never even knew I had that. But I figured I'd plunk it in there. It's kind of cute. So here's all our terminals and stuff. I'll let you know ahead of time. I ended up removing all of my bus lines and all of my metro except down here at the end where tourism is. So I left a few. I do have three above ground metros. I didn't remove those, but I did remove the lines. Still no games. Hey, go figure. Anyway, I have to redo those. I really stink at it. I don't get it. I can't get it in my head how it works, especially the bus lines. I don't understand why there isn't one route going one way and then another separate route going the other. I don't understand why you would hop on a bus on a corner and then go around the block and then come back and stop again to pick up people on the other side of the street. That confuses me. And I know it's probably illogical, but yikes, that's just the way it is. So I really want to just stare overhead for a while and figure out the best way to do it so that it works. Every single time I do, I fixed this, I brought it out, as you can tell, and I added a neighborhood here. We didn't necessarily need it, but there's a lot of empty space there before it drops off toward the lake, pond, whatever. So I added here, and I just brought the district over. But you know what? That's something else that I may have to rework is our districts. And one more thing before I get back to the buses, I'm so sorry. I had to remove Transfer Manager, and this has happened in the past. I don't think I was fully aware that it was Transfer Manager, though. You get to a certain population, and it just stops working. Now, it could just be me and my game and the way I'm working with it. I don't know. Or it could be the mod itself. But pockets of neighborhoods, districts, whole districts, would keep saying that there were dead bodies that needed picking up. And I had spammed the crematoriums in those areas, and these still weren't working. So I removed the spam. I turned off Transfer Manager. I left the game. I went onto Steam and did that, fix the files. Then I came back into the game. Everything's fine. Everything's up and running again. So I'm going to lay the blame there, but I'm not saying it's the mod's fault. It could be something I did wrong. So yeah, I brought the rail line over the top of this neighborhood instead of having it go down. Because I told you guys in the last video I wasn't sure how I was going to do this, and I'm not unhappy with the way it turned out. Yes, it's not perfect. First one to agree with you there. But these are things that I'm learning how to do slightly better than the last time. So I'm not unhappy with it. They are working and people are actually using them, and that makes me happy. Now that balloon thing is another one, not the blue cute one, the red one above it. The mod offers you the ability to change out those colors, and I've done it twice and it will not change. So it's the standard orange and black squares or something. So I hooked it up here and it's good to go. So now we have train on both sides, excuse me. All right, so back to the buses real quick. Oh, new neighborhood coming up here. I said I wanted to get over on this side of our lake. And it filled in nicely. I was surprised because our demand meters are extremely low. It's always high orange, mid blue, practically nothing green. But these filled in anyway. A majority of this is dark green and light green. But I put the offices and the dark blue and light blue toward the expressway here. I dialed it up as best I could, and everybody has a view of the lake, so there's no buildings on the other side. And I know that's controversial. If you live in a house, you want your backyard to face the lake as opposed to your front of your house. I agree. But for this game, it doesn't work out that way. And so I'm just thinking view. Because even if you put a path down here, there's nobody going into the water. Which I will eventually. I'm going to use that wooden bridge there. I'm going to come on over and put another smaller nature reserve in. I'm also thinking I would like to add a few more rural areas on either side of our map. Maybe one out back there at the top where our industries are, which is why I mentioned I was terraforming near oil. I had the idea of maybe putting a neighborhood in behind there. Just little greenhouses. Make it schools out. And then I thought I would do another one just before our fancy area on the other side, where I had the mountain and then I got rid of it. Maybe put a couple dirt roads in there with some light green and light blue. I don't know. So this area is what I started on, and I was surprised at how well it filled in. Detailing is to come. But I put offices in strategic locations, but all, well, no. This is mainly dark and light green. So on this road here, obviously we have our commercial and offices. And this church coming up here on your right it works as a cemetery, so that's kind of cool. But I think we have an overabundance of death care. We have our third or fourth college now. They keep saying that they need educated workers, and every time I click on one of my universities, they're not even half full. So I'm confused. I don't get it. And this turned into a nightmare. I knew we would get traffic, but I turned on a tourist thing. A majority of the people on this road are tourists, and they're not using our services. So I'm probably going to need to add a couple inner city bus lines. I'm going to move a few of the bus terminals that I have, maybe hopefully put them in more strategic places, and see if that doesn't help. But I know it's my bus lines that are screwed up. Now, I did mention I was going to move our cargo shipping here, airplane. And I did. I think it came out okay. I don't think it's too bad. The truckers aren't having as much trouble. I moved all of our electricity and sewage over here. And I know it looks like a lot, but my goodness, we're going through a lot. And then I had a lot more industry on this end. I'm going to have to continue to do that, which is why I think we need some workers. So this is the area I thought I would make another little rural neighborhood. Not on this, well, there is that road leading up to our ore. I kept telling you I had 5 stars except for ore. Do you know what I forgot to do? Dumb me. I have everything down there except the barracks. That was so stupid. So I added 4 or 5 of them. And everything worked out fine. Everybody's at 5 stars now. I added a little bit more to our forestry and a teeny tiny bit more to our farming. But we are making such good money. However, when you see the statistics on this video, everything went down. But I think that's because of the changes. Now here was another issue that we had. I don't know how it happened, but I had the 4-lane industry road. But at the roundabout, it was a one-way. And then halfway through here, it turned back to a runway. Right here where this bump is, I don't know why. Because I usually just trail along and then click and set it all down. So nobody was using it and I couldn't understand why, but I figured it out. And now I even bumped the speed limit up to 65. So a lot of that roundabout traffic we saw at Forestry has cleared up. But yeah, we do have traffic issues. Oh, and all of this filled in. I know we saw it earlier, but it's all done. So I'm very happy with that as well. Detailing. It's the only thing left to do. But I'm pleased with the way things have turned out. I hope that you guys agree that I'm at least doing a lot better than I have in the past. And the game, I don't want to jinx myself. I hate saying stuff like this, but I'm not having any technical issues at the moment. Yikes. Scratch that. I didn't say it, knock on wood. Now here was another issue with traffic. It cleared up perfectly. But you know what I keep forgetting to do is using the asymmetric roads. That may have helped. I just took it out. And so they have to go down one more block to get onto that roundabout. But I have to try to remember to use asymmetric roads in the future. I got rid of the no high-rise ban in this neighborhood, so that's why you're seeing a lot of taller buildings going up there. So moving forward, I think we're nearing the end of this build. There's not too much more I can do. Maybe 2 or 3 more episodes, maybe finish out the week, I don't know. I mean, there are some more buildings that I need to put out. And there's some more land that we need to fill in. But here's our stats. See, traffic. It got really bad, but look at the population, how much it's gone up. And at one point, we were making 139,000 simoleons. Is that a week? It was crazy. So I fix all this. Don't worry about it. You'll see that in the next episode. But I've got to get going on our metro and our buses. And I hope I do it right this time. Yeah, look at this. It's all tourism. I think I'm going to turn that off. It's kind of crazy. Or leave it on with my new bus system and see if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll turn it off. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video and for your continued support of my channel. I really appreciate that. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.